hustle, move, evolve.
Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. What the heck is marketing? Marketing. How would Daniel define marketing?
The term gets used so often in so many different ways, but if I was to simplify for you, what I believe marketing means. Marketing is a business's ability to be in a crowded room and tell people who they are, why they exist, and why they are worth your time and money.
Nice.
Right?
That's it in a nutshell.
That's it in a nutshell, because it can go into so many other different conversations.
like
but
how you market.
Right, because think about it. A brand, let's say you're in a crowded room, your brand's in a crowded room, your company's in a crowded room. Are you the type to say, hey, everybody, this is who I am? There are brands like that, Red Bull, Old Spice. There are brands like that. Are you the type to get a crowd together and have everybody laughing, right? That could be your brand, your, the feel of your brand.
This is my first time hearing you explain it like this, and it's very effective.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it's really
right?
good.
Or you could be the brand that is not calling everybody and grabbing their attention and loud and all that stuff. You're just doing your thing very informatively, like giving information and drawing people over to come and get that information. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're the type of brand that is just dealing with one person at a time and working their way through the room. All these different sentiments.
So what I'm hearing, and what I think a lot of people would probably be asking then, is that, are you basically saying that marketing, in your analogy, is a lot of different personalities trying to get their own type of attention?
That's one aspect, and that's the thing. When we talk about marketing, now I know this episode is called Pocket Change Marketing, how to market your business on a dime. You don't have no money, and we're gonna get to that. But first we have to know what marketing is.
Right.
One aspect of marketing is how you are putting yourself out there, but the other part of marketing is how you're being perceived.
Right.
When you leave said room, what do people say, think, and feel about your business? That's marketing too.
Is there pros and cons, or is there sometimes misidentifications of marketing? And how do you know that you're misidentifying yourself?
I'll tell you this.
With your analogy I'm speaking of.
Yeah, it's a great question. Somebody walks into a room, your brand, and they have baggy pants and a bandana on and a big bulky jacket. And they're trying to walk and be cool, but they're awkward. Everybody could see it. You're not being authentic.
So authenticity.
Okay. We know when you're telling the truth. People know when a brand is telling the truth. Okay? If you're a brand that's all about, I don't know, just like all kinds of junk food and like chips and pops and wings or whatever, if that is your brand, and now you're coming out with a commercial that's talking about health, right?
It doesn't resonate.
You are the fake gangster walking in the room. We know that. So
great analogy.
Thank you.
It makes me even now think about
he's rebranding.
Like I think I'm doing okay with my branding. And so what I would say is understanding these different analogies and like, are you loud? Are you soft? Are you calm? Are you not like? So the name of this episode is Pocket Change Marketing. Pocket Change Marketing.
How to market your business on a dime. So yeah,
right.
Pretty much.
Can you give us an example of when you had to do that? When you were on a budget and you still had to come up with creative ways to market your company, market your brand?
Absolutely. Beginning days, you have $117.62 in the bank account. You don't have money.
Right.
You hear businesses, I have my marketing budget and stuff like that. I don't have money. I have a dream, I have an idea, and some form of a concept that I'm pulling together. Now, what I know and I believed at this time is that I don't know what marketing is per se, the way I do now, but I know that the only way this business is going to work is if I get eyeballs on this business. Right. I need attention.
So marketing to you was attention.
Get attention. And especially because Starbucks is 30-second stone throw away from my business. I need attention. Everybody's holding the green mermaid on the white cup. How do I get attention? Now, I thought, well, let me put all my effort into the product. It's a great product. Taste the tea. But see, nobody's looking at me. I'm standing with the tray outside my shop. Nobody cares about your product, right? And this is important to know. Your product is great. You knit that sweater, you did that thing. Nobody cares about your product or your service until you make them. And so when I realized that nobody's trying the samples, that nobody's willing to trade in their routine coffee for my tea, one of the first things that I did, which was little to no budget, was I went to the costume store. Now, this is authentic to my personality. I went to Party City. I spent $19.99 and I got this lion costume. The product that I was selling was called the Famous Lion. Again, brilliant name for a chai latte. Nobody cares. But when you dress up like a lion, and now you're outside saying, check out my main beverage, see what the uproar is all about. And I often talk about this in keynotes. Now they care. Not about your product. There's a crazy lion on the street running around with tea samples. What is it? Phones come out. Eyeballs look towards the store. People line up. People come in. They try the tea. Oh my gosh, it's actually good. Than what I used to do. So $19.99. So if you were to even deduct that from the 117, I'm good.
Yeah.
Then I had this thing where I said, you don't even have to buy this tea today. They try a sample and I told them, if you, because there's a lot of Starbucks customers, sorry Starbucks, but they're walking by. If you drop your Starbucks in the garbage.
No.
I got the garbage bin. If you drop it in the garbage right now, I don't care at what level it's at, you'll get a free cup of lion chai. They're like, seriously, but it's almost done. I don't care. I want you to get used to letting go of that cup and getting my cup in your hands.
That's aggressive though.
It's aggressive. You have to be.
Yeah.
Because Starbucks is going to get you closed down in a couple months.
True.
They drop it in the garbage. They got used to releasing that cup. I replaced it with my bow tie cup. They walk away. And then we did some other things that, just tailored the experience. And that was it, right? Working on a low budget.
So there's literally no excuse.
No.
When you're strapped for cash, so to speak, and you need to market yourself, and you took $20 and turned that into what it is today. Absolutely.
Now, I know a lot about JPro, and a lot of people would say this is maybe, or I'd be interested to hear what you have done in this sense, because you're in the video space, and video is one really powerful tool.
Even just saying video, I get excited.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried? So JPro has no money.
Zero.
JPro starting a business. How does JPro market himself? Did you ever try something that maybe surprised even you? What did you do?
So, there's a little back end story for this one. So what happened was JPro is just starting, and like you said, I had little to no money, but I know I need to be that person, like you said in your analogy, that is, I'm over here. I need some eyeballs. I need some attention. I need some customers. I need some traction happening with this company, but I don't have any money to market myself. But I know I'm funny. I believe I'm funny. I could get people's attention, but I have no money. So when I found myself strapped for cash, so to speak, I didn't really know how to get customers and how to get them turned to my attention. So I had a conversation with Dad, and I said, Dad, how can I get customers right now in this very saturated market, being a photographer and a videographer, especially in Toronto, where there's so many talented. My dad came up with the most creative idea to me at that time. And he said, John, instead of giving people packages and putting a price on what you think you deserve, or what you think, your package should be, let them choose the package. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like,
what do you mean choose? Like,
so I would have my package price, and he said, why don't you have a what's your budget promo? So you tell me your budget and I honor the budget. No questions asked. I'm like, but I'm gonna lose. He's like, but you're gonna gain. I'm like, This is completely reverse of what we're taught in school and or business school. And I did it. So I said, okay, Jonathan Productions, brand new videographer in Toronto. What's your budget promo? The phone never stopped ringing.
The phone rang so much it rang.
The phone never stopped ringing so much. So people would come in and say, hey, my budget's 500 for the... Okay, we'll take it. Hey, my budget for 1,000. Okay, we'll take it. Hey, my budget's 300. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. What's your budget promo? And that was the first time in my career, since I started the business, that we hit 6 figures in 1 month. That was the first time we hit it. And that took $0. That was it was probably like one Facebook post.
Okay, so that's interesting. So I get the aggressiveness, I get the creativity in that, but many could argue you're in a space, an industry where you don't have a direct cost to what you do. It's your time, yes, right? But if a person has a $3,000 product that does cost them $1,000 to produce, they can't just accept whatever your budget is.
Right.
So how do you advise them?
Right. So now I could only talk, not only, but I'm talking based on what, like you said, like what my expertise is. But now if I had a product and I don't have marketing dollars to promote this product, what I would do, if at that point, this is my product, it's $3,000, I'm going to find some influencers. I'm going to find some collaborators and collaborate with them and be like, listen, let's collaborate on this together. And any proceeds, we could cut it. There's no marketing budget at that point. I'm not paying you until we both get paid kind of thing. So if I could find a network of people that are in this industry and collaborate with them, or find influencers that are willing to influence their network of people, then it's $0 or little to $0. And you're actually benefiting your own company at that point.
You see, and so that is important. And I guess I just want to extract from your answer. When you are going to lose to gain, you have to switch your mindset on what you're trying to accomplish. Right? When you were just offering your services at the price that you properly priced it at to cover your costs and all that stuff, you're trying to just profit. You're trying to make revenue and profit. When you were taking a loss, maybe you're taking this loss to gain leverage, to gain more exposure, maybe to build the brand, maybe to get more customers in the door, maybe to get more word of mouth, right? There's got to be a reason for the loss, right? And so it's not a loss if you don't see it as a loss. You just have to know that.
So that's why I still think, even though, yes, there's no real like cost to me being a videographer, photographer, that what's your budget month was still a loss, because my packages were not priced at that. And it was just, what's your budget? Everyone's budget could be completely different. So I did take a loss, but then I gained so many new customers, so many new clients, I have a new gallery now of so many diverse things that I can now market later on.
So you got content from it too.
So my gain was content. My gain was now a fuller website of different services I could offer. So I took a big loss, because if I was to add up every single thing that it's supposed to be priced at, that, say it was $10,000 for that month, could have been $100,000. But my company started growing at that point.
See, and so if you have a growth mindset and you're marketing and you don't have a lot of money, the growth mindset could say, I want to talk to the cupcake shop, and I use that as an analogy, all the way up to the chiropractor. The cupcake shop might get a lot of people tasting these cupcakes that could give testimonials or reviews about it that are going to cause more people to come through the door. The chiropractor might get clients who are able to go and tell their clients or offer or recommend it to their organization that the chiropractor comes in and offers this service. And so you have to know what you're trying to accomplish when you're marketing. Now, I want to dive in and just get maybe your answer on this too, because you said you talked to dad said run this promo that says what's your budget. Okay, that's the messaging of the marketing, but what platform did you use? What did you do? Because they might want to do the same thing, but do you write a snail mail and send a letter out to customers? Did you go on MailChimp, like social media? Like what did you do?
So the great thing about it is what I did, what is still existing now, is called social media, right? And you don't pay to have an Instagram page. You don't pay to have a Facebook page. You don't pay to have a Twitter page. You don't pay for social media. You don't pay to have a TikTok page. So there's really no excuse in some aspect when it comes to marketing, depending on how aggressive you want to be, right? Because it takes $0 to make a post. And whatever your messaging is in that post, you could actually reap benefits based on the messaging. So you are paying $0 to make a post, which is what I did. I said, hey guys, what's your budget month? This month of April. That's a post. And you send it out to people. You share it. You email it. You don't pay for email, right? So there's so many different avenues that you could use for marketing that you could use, that you don't have to use any money whatsoever, but the hopes of what you're going to get in return is a financial return. So there's no excuse really to not be marketing yourself, especially if you are little to no money. So with all that said, that was my what's your budget month, and and it worked. And it was something that was very surprising outcome for where I was at that time I had no money. What was something I would say to you now? What was something as far as marketing that you underestimated? As far as, okay, this is this might not work, but it actually gave you surprising results.
Actually, and it's funny. So great question. I would actually categorize this before I explain my story about it as gamification. Gamification.
Expound.
Find something in your business that you could turn into a game.
Like, what's your budget?
Right?
Like, I'm just,
they spin a wheel or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to tell my story, and maybe it will give you a little bit more understanding about it. So Ren, actually, my wife, we open up this shop. A lot of Starbucks customers walking by. We're not getting any traction. We're not getting any customers. The one curious customer that did walk in, they come in, we built some rapport. How's your day? New shop, and we make them a cup of tea. Ren comes up with this idea. I don't know how she came up with this idea, but you know how Starbucks writes your name on the cup? So latte for Jonathan. Ren had the idea of, let's write their name on the cup, but make it extra special. So if you're Jonathan the Jedi. And not only that, we're going to spell it right. We're not just going to assume it's Joh. Yeah. You could be a Jon. We're going to ask, because how many people get their name spelled wrong at coffee shops or Starbucks, things like that. So I'm not thinking this is marketing. This is just, let's write their name, right? It was just a cool little thing. So now it's like RoboCop Robert, right? Ha 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 ha. I'm giving him the cup. He's like,
so hey. This is no thought. This is just
no thought, right? Turns a cup, RoboCop, and we try to pull on nostalgia, pull on things that are relevant to the day, right? If the Raptors are in the playoffs and your name's Peter, playoffs Peter, just things like that. We just made it relevant, and we spelt your name right. Sure enough, playoff Peter, RoboCop Robert goes, leaves the store. Later, we see the picture showing up online of them taking pictures of their cup. Why? People like their name spelled correctly. I still don't know that this is something. So now, pictures are popping up on social media. People tagging us. Hey, went to this local shop and they called me Neptune Nancy. Right? So we keep doing it now. We're getting more creative. Like, you are Saturn Sam out of this world. We are just doing it so much better than our competitors. We're spending the extra time. People love the name. When we see all these pictures coming up, then I had the idea. I'm like, why don't we intentionally write it at the same place on the cup all the time and put our social media, get it printed onto our cups and write it there. So now when people take that picture,
it's like staple.
It's a staple. And then when people ask, oh, hey, where'd you get that? They see our social media handle. And our following started to go up. We got a large following because people saw our handles. People wanted a name, so they came in. What will you call me? The staff got engaged because it became this fun game. Like, what can you call him? Okay, no. Oh, that name's better. Husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend were like, no, I like mine better. It became this game, beautiful sentiment. We started getting more revenue. And that marketing tactic cost us $1.13 for a permanent marker at the dollar store. I didn't see that coming. But it just goes to show, if we still go back to the $117 in the bank account, creative marketing, gamification. What can you turn into a game with your business? Is it a quiz and then win something or get your name in a draw? Is it guess that price? Is it a hide and go seek? Come to the store and play hide and go seek? Is it hide and go seek virtually where you put something online?
So now I hear them. I hear what you're asking.
You feel them.
I hear you.
What are they asking?
What if that's not in my personality to market? Because it's great. Obviously, it worked.
Right.
But what if I want some gamification? Gamification in my branding, in my marketing. But I see you, Dan, and you suit that. Your personality suits that type of marketing. And you're more what they call extroverted.
Right.
So now if I find myself more quote unquote introverted, but I need some gamification in my marketing, how do I make that balance between engaging my customers so I don't look boring, but I'm on a budget? Remember, this is all about budget. How do I find that balance?
So let me answer it by asking a question. When you remember the game where you lay that big thing out on the floor called Twister? And people like put your hands on different colors and people all twist it up. Fun, right?
Right.
Kids are having fun playing that game. Do the people who play Twister look the same as the people who play chess?
No.
Are they both games?
Touche.
You don't need to be extrovert to play a game. You need to be real to your brand. You need to be real to yourself.
So hold on. Are you saying that it's better to be real than to market effectively? Or is marketing effectively when you're being real?
Can I make a phone call?
Yes.
Hey, Daniel, what's that quote you always say? The secret to succeeding in business is found in the first 2 letters of business. Be you.
This guy said, can I make a phone call? I thought you were really gonna make a phone call.
If your marketing is not authentic, effective marketing is only about authenticity.
Right. Okay.
Go back to the first initial conversation. You walked into a room. Hey, should you be in that room? Is that the room for you? You have to be real. Put on an outfit that is real to you. Have conversations that are real to you. Don't talk about money if you don't make money. Don't talk about cars if you are on the bus. You're going to put yourself in a corner that you don't want to be in because you're not being real with your brand, right? I have done a lot of things in business and I would still not say that I'm a large organization. And I never call myself CEO. You can't be CEO of a team of 1, right? Or a team of 3, in my opinion, right? I'm an owner. I'm a business founder, I'm an owner, and I'm an operator. I operate my business. Just be real. When you are real, and this is from experience, when I just started, where I was just only setting up in garage sales, on my card it said CEO, president. Of what? You're not being real. And so you're giving a perception, you're giving off a vibe that is not real to you. And so when it comes to your marketing, it's the same thing. Talk in a tonality that is real to you. If you're fun in the copy on the website, be fun. If you are information, I always like to say there are 3 methods of delivery. There's humor. Are you the funny brand? There is emotional. Do you pull on the heartstrings? And there's informational. Forget all the emotions and humor. Tech, it's just specs. This is what you need.
So, can you say that again? So these are 3
delivery methods for your marketing.
methods. Okay.
Either gonna deliver it in a funny, humorous way, in an emotional way. Say, World Vision, Coca-Cola at Christmas time. Just pulls on your heartstrings. Sometimes car commercials and brands use emotional marketing. And then informational, right? 4-wheel drive, 3-wheel suspension. It probably made no sense. But
yeah, not no.
when you have no money for marketing or limited budget, you want to more focus on what are my authentic delivery methods and find gamification that fits it, find social media content that fits it, and then deliver it to your target audience. Right?
That's a nice
Welcome home
formula for anyone
Welcome home.
is, especially not even I think even if you have cash for marketing. It's just I look at my brand, I look at my company, I look at my business, I look at my service, and if I could find out what is the most exciting for me to be out of those three, I could deliver information, or I'm emotional, or I'm humorous,
funny,
or all three.
Dollar Shave Club, or you could use elements of all three too,
yeah,
right?
I like that.
But find what's real to you. Now, I'm not plugging you with this, but I don't think we could have the conversation about any form of marketing without talking about the importance of video.
Video is king.
Now, I hear you. What was that?
You're not
Oh,
funny.
you want me to ask you? One of the things, everybody knows you need video.
Yeah,
People think video is very expensive.
it is.
It can be. Should I invest in video for marketing? I'm here. I have a low budget. Where should I be pointing my marketing dollars? Should I start with video? Is there a benefit to doing that? Are there ways I could work up to getting to maybe a good video strategy? Like, I just want to talk to me about something with video to the person who's on a limited budget. Should I not be talking to JPro?
I would. It's a fair question, but it's also very complex. Why?
Okay.
Because you know what the best camera in the world is? This is actually a known fact. The best camera in the entire world is the one that you have access to.
I'm uncomfortable. That was profound. Is that like a known thing?
The best camera in the world is the one you have access to. So
Wow.
you might have $117.63 in your bank account as we speak. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're not broke. You're working. You're working on it. So now when you think about marketing yourself and you have the $120 in your bank account, your marketing strategy you might be using to watch this podcast as we speak. Don't worry about the J Pros. Don't worry about the big dogs. Don't worry about the $6,000 cameras. Don't worry about the $6,000 budget. Your budget for marketing is actually your phone bill every month.
That's just real.
You are actually investing into your company when you pay your phone bill. All you got to do now, instead of this, do this. There's your marketing budget. Until you continue to do that, then you start to build up, maybe get a better phone with a better camera. You get a better phone, better camera, better content, better income. Better phone, better content, better income, better production. There's no excuses. The only excuse is the ones you make for yourself.
Bro.
See, this is where I shine. This is where I shine because there's no point in crying over spilt milk. Go get the rag and clean it up. So when we're talking about marketing, when we're talking about budgeting, you have the tools. We all have the tools. The only difference is I go to Vistec and Henry's, you just go to your living room. But you do have the tools to market yourself. You do have the budget to market yourself. If you could pay your phone bill, you have a budget for marketing.
That was great.
I feel good. Like, listen, we're gonna end it off with a quote for the day, but I hope that everything that we spoke about
profound.
today was so far has just been inspiring for you, and just go out there and get your camera out and hustle up.
All right. Bang. The slingshot theory. Our setbacks in life are designed Our setbacks in life are designed to propel us farther ahead.
I would feel honored to hear your take, because that is where it all started. That quote. That quote alone has become a company almost, right? Like
used to be my logo.
that's to be your logo, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I would just say quickly that is how almost every quote in there is how our parents raised us. That is innate in us now. It's everything that is a setback. It's your perspective. It's your perspective.
It's a perspective quote.
It's definitely a perspective quote. And I've learned to appreciate the setbacks. When I'm being set back, it's like, okay, this is a learning experience. It's a learning experience. And yes, you don't want to get pushed back all the way, because sometimes you might feel down. You might get discouraged. But when you see a clear vision, a clear path to where you're trying to go, as long as you keep that in your tunnel, your what do you call those things?
Tunnel vision?
Tunnel vision that they put on the horses. Those.
Right. I don't know
what it is, but there's something they put on the horses. But anyways, if you keep your destination in focus, it doesn't matter what happens to you. Everything that is a setback is gonna push you even further, pull you even further ahead. So that is a huge quote, and coming from the person who came up with it, Dad, I would like Dad. Yeah.
So it's me. I use it, but our dad came up with it, and really quickly, 60 seconds. He actually went and made a slingshot from 2 branches outside, and he put a elastic thing on it with a rock. He pulled it back just a little bit and said, he was talking about my business. Let's say everything works out. You start this business and everything's just beautiful for you. You're cruising. Everyone loves you. You're making a lot of money. So you're successful. So he didn't really go through anything. He pulled it back a little bit, let it go, and the rock just fell pretty much right at his feet. But then he said, what if you start this business and you go through setbacks? And a pandemic hits, setback, and you have to close the store, setback, and the big deal that you were counting on falls through, setback. Clients are not buying, setback. Unexpected health risk or something, setback, and just kept pulling it back for every setback. And then he said, if you change your mind about these setbacks and change the way that you view setbacks, this is what will happen when you go to take the next step. And he let it go. Thing went flying. He said, because our setbacks are actually designed to propel us farther ahead. Wow. And I was like, got it, Dad. So every time now I go through a setback, I think about this quote, like, okay, all right, get ready. I've actually conditioned and trained my mind to see that time of setback, which we're all going to go through probably in now, right? As, all right, something's setting up, and that's what that.
And you're on a dime. You're like penny pinching right now for marketing. It's a setback,
right? But where's that gonna set you? When we're talking about the $117, and you're trying this, and I'm trying this, and I'm writing names, and we're all doing this. We didn't see now. We didn't see it, but we were actually in our setback moment, and so hopefully that helps.
Listen, guys, in a world where there's so much craziness going on, there's a lot of setbacks in life, but once we change our perspective, we could see that will bring us further ahead. But you got to change your perspective. Always remember, in those setback moments, and you need a little bit of encouragement, a little inspiration, there's a place that you could come to hustle, to move, and evolve. Welcome home.
Hustle, move, evolve.
Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.